side and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate.
The first rule.
You do not pay-per-view.
You ready? Go. Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One two, 1 2, 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, 1 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2, 1 2.
Don't miss the biggest nights in MMA.
We are now set for the match.
It's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out.
Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that! The drama keeps continuing, Jenny.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on.
But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Oh, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going.
Let's make history. Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Press conference live on DAZN.
Welcome to the exhibition White City. We're a stone's throw from Westfield, West London, as Anthony Joshua makes his return to the ring. He takes on Kristian Prenga from Albania. AJ is back, something that many maybe would have thought wouldn't have happened a few months ago, but he's got his sights set on a certain Tyson Fury. He does need to get past the Albanian to make that dream happen. Welcome inside the studio, Adi Oladipo, alongside a couple of former world champions, Darren Barker and Tony Bellew. Darren, I'll come to you. I have to be honest, a few months ago, I didn't think we'd see AJ back in the ring. I thought he might just, I don't know, walk off into the sunset with all he's achieved, which is a lot. But now it almost feels like he's got a new goal. He's more determined. He's linked up with Alexander Usyk. The goal for now is Tyson Fury. He has to get past Kristian Prenga, and he has to look devastating in doing so.
I'll tell you what, it's incredible. You know, when you look at what he's achieved already, the money that he's amounted, it's remarkable. But he's still got that fire. He's still got that desire to want to achieve big things and push on and be a three-time heavyweight world champion. I mean, it's commendable, it really is. I mean, how you keep finding that drive and that will to win and to get up in the morning and do the training, it's something very, very special.
Considering what happened, Tony, a few months back, obviously it looks very difficult not to talk about it because it is such a big moment now in AJ's life. Were you ever thinking that he might say enough's enough and walk away from the sport, or do you think that almost galvanized him and gave him something else to fight for now?
I don't think he was ever going to leave on them terms, because they're not his terms, are they? And there's no worse pain in the world, in my opinion, than grief. But he's using that to now drive him. very difficult. I mean, listen, when you talk about AJ, I don't think money's ever been the goal. I think it's always been a legacy and always been how he's talked about when this game's over. I mean, you've got to understand, this boy's been under the spotlight since 2012. Yeah. And that's a long time to be under the spotlight. And I'm talking literally a microscope, Paddy. That Olympic gold on home territory, the London Olympics, he exploded. And the fame, the money, none of it's got to him. He's still the same lad and he carries himself brilliantly. But we've just got to be totally honest now. This is another challenge and it's the final stumbling block before the big one. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's a stumbling block. You know, Prenga might not be great, but there's one thing that he can do. He can punch. Because you don't score all them knockouts without being able to punch.
The last time I spoke to AJ on a professional capacity, it was in the ring after that defeat to Daniel Dubois. A lot's happened since then. He fought Jake Paul. The team's been streamlined. There aren't many around the team anymore. And he's gone to link up with Alexander Usyk. That's someone that he fought and lost to twice. He's decided, okay, I want to learn from you now. It looks like Alexander Usyk's almost given him a different mentality as well.
Yeah.
He looks a lot mentally stronger.
Yeah, he seems bulletproof, doesn't he, in that area? Look, you've got to give him so much credit for always looking for new knowledge. Look, no one ever perfects this. And look, the great man there just sort of giving him advice is massive. I mean, you're talking about fine margins, that small percentage. This could be the difference, you know. That bulletproof mindset is something that can really drive you to places you can only ever dream of. And like, I think he's a special person, but to take on that knowledge is special. And invaluable, Tone.
Oh, listen, it's huge. It's listen, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. No, sometimes it is that simple, isn't it? Just learn from them.
He's been around the block, Josh, now. He's been in the game a long time. There's nothing that he doesn't know about boxing from a commercial standpoint, from a training perspective. He's experienced and done the absolute lot. So all as he now has left to achieve is what he sets out. Because if you'd have said to Anthony Joshua after the Olympic Games, you're going to be a two-time unified champion, he'd go, I'd be happy to stop there. But what's happened is the expectations have risen, and he wants back what he believes is rightfully his. And that's the unified heavyweight championship of the world.
And what he's gone through, you know, I've experienced it myself. When you're fighting something greater than you, and he'll want to be dedicating success now to those guys. And I tell you now, it gives you something that you didn't know was there. You didn't know was possible. You know, he's striving to succeed for them.
It's not about him no more, Darren.
Exactly.
And the perfect person to speak to on that. Darren's been there. You know, I know you've touched on it before. Getting off the floor with that body shot with Daniel Gale, that's a fight-ending shot. What he hit you with, and you found a way.
I'll tell you
not
now,
only just drag yourself up to win.
I'll give everything back. You know, anything I succeeded to have my brother back. But I'm telling you now, when I was in that dark place, and who knows, at some point, Anthony Joshua may go there. The memory, the reason you're doing this gives you that percentage that, like I said, you didn't know you've had it. You didn't know it was there.
AJ not only wants to fight Tyson Fury, not only wants to become a three-time heavyweight world champion, he's got his goal set on becoming undisputed. Something a box he never ticked. I spoke to him about it. The fighters around are different from when he was unified heavyweight champion. Let's have a look, if we can, at the Ring Magazine top 10 heavyweight rankings. It's a bit of a minefield now, if you're AJ. No, honestly, in terms of what you have to go for, I mean, look at it. I mean, it's Daniel Dubois, who he's lost to. It's Agit Kabia, who may be the best in the division. We wait to see if he's going to fight Alexander Usyk. Then you got Mr. Greedy Belly, as Alexander Usyk calls him, Fury. Wardley still there. Hergovic, Talma. Sanchez, who looked incredible against Torres. That surprised us all.
It did surprise us all.
Easy.
Listen, I think it's quite simple. If he wants to be undisputed champion again, because Alexander's obviously going to be around for not much longer. If he wants it, he's going to have to go through Moses Atalma, he's going to have to revisit Daniel Dubois, and he's going to have to see Agit Kabia as well. If you get through them, wow, that's serious. That's serious talk, it really is. So, I mean, listen, Alexander's got the keys to the kingdom still. Regardless of what we think will happen last week, that's the position that he's in. So he's obviously not going to fight him, and he's obviously foreseen that by being trained by him. So them names I've just mentioned, he's going to have to go through them guys, and that is no mean feat.
What does Kristian Prenga bring for AJ? Is it rounds? Is it just, again, another training camp with your new training team? Is that what it is, just maybe ring rust? he's not been in the ring with a real boxer for a long time. Let's not forget. I mean, Jake Paul, Ngannou, a long time.
I think dealing with the pressure again, you know, getting under those bright lights in front of a crowd against somebody, look, who he should be. Right, Prenga's got a chance. 20 of his wins, they've all come from KO. I've seen him, he does whack with both hands, but it's about being under those bright lights, you know, performing, working on some stuff. I think you probably agree with me, I don't think he'd be bothered about going rounds here. Yeah. If he can knock him out in one round, he will knock him out.
Just get back to the AJ who goes in and wants to take people's heads off. That's what everybody wants to come and see. Everyone loves the knockout machine. Nobody loves more the knockout than the fans. So that's what he'll want to do. I'm not going to lie, I think this fight is a formality. But ultimately, the reason it's happening is because his team want to see what happens in camp. His team want to see him pushed in sparring. His team want to see when you're in sparring and it gets around 7, 8, you feel a little bit tired. I want to see what happens up here. This fight is happening to please a camp, I believe. I don't think, and to tick some boxes maybe for Josh.
So do you think AJ, if given the option, would have gone straight to Tyson Fury, as opposed to having this warm-up fight?
I believe if he was told this is the only option you've got to face Tyson Fury, he'd have said yes. He would have done it, yes. Do I think Tyson Fury would have? Probably not, no. Tyson wants the round. Tyson wants to live in the gym because Tyson likes that structure in his life. Anthony Joshua just lives in the gym regardless. Anthony Joshua's a 24/7 athlete. He's always in the gym. Tyson's not the same. They're different. They're totally different machines. They're totally different animals. But for someone like Anthony Joshua, I believe this is being done more to service the team. This is being done more to show them this is what I'm going to be like in hard times, in camp. And the camps, Darren, as you know, they're always more damaging than fights.
I think I'd want the fight, personally. Get in there, you know, shake off a little bit of rust. It wasn't that long ago, but still get in there, work on a few things, as you say, implement...
New team, new surroundings.
New team, exactly that. But ultimately, just getting a feel for the ring again before what potentially could be huge.
Final one before we throw to Jamie Ward. What are you expecting to hear from AJ? Is it determined stuff? Is he going to be a bit on the front foot? Is he going to be relaxed?
He'll want to come in and just want to listen, you're getting cleaned out.
Yeah, I'm the landlord.
Yeah.
and listen, and he still is, of the heavyweight division, I'm sorry to tell you, he still is, because he's still, even though Alexander Usyk is what he is still the biggest draw in world boxing. Only Canelo could claim to be a bigger draw. Anthony Joshua is still huge in professional heavyweight boxing, there's no doubt about that. And I'm also going to say before we jump on, I think it's refreshing to see the team cut right down.
Yeah.
I think it's better for them. There's less to think about. Do your jobs, leave me to go do boxing, and that's what he'll get with Alexander Usyk. He'll be in that camp, away from all the nonsense and the shenanigans, away from it, and he'll be able to focus on boxing.
Will he be in the corner?
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows, indeed. All right, we are ready to do this. The fighters have made their way to the stage. Jamie Ward is about to lead the press conference for us. Let's throw down to the MC.
Well, thank you, Ade, and a very good evening, everybody. And just before we start here this evening, a quick line on all who have helped make this event possible. The event on July 25th is brought to you by Jeddah DAZN in collaboration with Riyadh DAZN and The Ring magazine, promoted by Matchroom and Gold Star Promotions. And of course, it goes without saying, an extended thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh. A very good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's kick-off launch press conference. A wonderful turnout here at the Exhibition Centre in London, as it always is when the main man, Anthony Joshua, is back in town. Of course, the next one on the list for AJ, how good it is to see AJ back in a boxing ring, doing what he loves to do and doing what he does best, is this man down here to my left, 20-1 with 20 knockouts, Albanian Kristian Prenga. And as always, in the most unpredictable of divisions, the most unpredictable of landscapes, in the most unpredictable of sports, the opportunity and the jeopardy on both sides is as big as it has always been. Of course, for Kristian Prenga, who arrives here before he heads over to Jeddah in July, a chance to beat Anthony Joshua and change his life, his career and his family's lives in the process, and of course in the minds and in the eyes of boxing fans and sporting fans around the world. very much spoil a particular party which seems that is planned for later in the year. And of course, for Anthony Joshua, in the eyes of many, he's done his media today, and I'm sure he's been asked this question hundreds of times, not just today, but throughout his whole career. It's seen as the final hurdle before that potential showdown with Tyson Fury. But all eyes, all focus on this man, first of all, Kristian Prenga, live exclusively around the world on DAZN from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, July 25th. Just before we hear from the fighters, we are going to hear from some important people up here on the stage. As always, these two, I think, over the last year have actually become friends, I think, of sorts. Mr. Rick Reno down there, Versace, what an outfit that is. I don't think AJ could even pull that one off. Rick, lovely to see you as always. We're flying, aren't we, at the moment on DAZN, particularly in this heavyweight division. Just 9 days ago, of course, in the shadow of the Great Pyramids of Giza with Alexander Usyk and Rico Verhoeven. But for this fight, for the heavyweight landscape, what do you like about Anthony Joshua versus Kristian Prenga, and how good is it to see AJ back in action on DAZN?
Well, I think the heavyweight division needs the return of AJ. It's a proper injection into the excitement that's going on. You know, last month in Egypt, you know, me and AJ was right next to me, and Eddie a few seats away, had our mouths open, witnessing a kickboxer, a legendary kickboxer, but someone with very minimum boxing experience, take the #1 heavyweight almost to the brink of defeat. And now AJ steps in the ring with a dangerous opponent, you know, 20 wins, 20 knockouts, 1 decision loss early in his career, but who also happens to be a former 2-time European kickboxing champion who knows Rico and also transitioned into boxing with very limited, you know, amateur experience in the sport, and makes him for a very unpredictable opponent. But AJ is a guy who's the utmost professional and takes 1 fight at a time, and he's fully fixated on this fight. You know, you don't see headlines about AJ hanging out at a nightclub at 4 a.m. or being dragged out of a pub. He doesn't even use hair dye. That's actually his natural hair color, and not everybody up here can say that. Now we know Prenga could punch, but whether or not he could deal with a world-class operator, we'll find out next month in Jeddah.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Let's bring in promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, great to see you, and I know how pleased you are always to be beside your friend and the main man, Anthony Joshua, to your left there. For you, Eddie, what makes this fight, in your own words, an important one in the Anthony Joshua story, and why?
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Thanks, everybody, for arriving today. Thanks, Rick. It's nice to see you down the end rather than at the front. Also got a cheek talking about Barnett's when you look like you comb yours with a pork chop. But
wait, well, let me ask you this, Eddie. We know that you hair dye. Wait. We know that you dyed the curtains, but you also dye the drapes as well.
Please, yeah. There's no dyeing here, but you got some front wearing that clobber. But I'll tell you what, they give you a couple of reals, you'll say whatever you want. But it's nice to see you where you should be, down the end. Anyway, on to the real stuff. We're very proud. I think this is, they call this the comeback, which is quite strange because it's only really been 6 months since we saw AJ in the ring in December. Obviously, everyone's aware of what happened since, and for me, this is one of the great comebacks. I know AJ is always business as usual, but for us, we're incredibly proud of what he's done to return to the ring, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I think boxing, as he said, boxing is his purpose, boxing is his peace. And when I go out to Valencia and see the training camp with Alexander Usyk, I don't just see Anthony Joshua in the backstages of his career. I see a guy that is more driven and more focused than ever to not just demolish Prenga on July 25th, not just to demolish Tyson Fury, but to try and become world heavyweight champion again. The dream now almost feels like it had more purpose than it's ever had. And as his promoter, as his friend, we're unbelievably proud of him. And there's a lot of media here today that talk about AJ carrying the sport of boxing. This was never his intent, but the reality is, the fact is, the reason that we're here, the reason that we have Riyadh season, these big heavyweight matchups, is because of the energy and the purpose and power that this man injected into the sport over the last 15 years. From winning an Olympic gold in London to becoming world heavyweight champion, even the Dillian Whyte fights at the O2, stadium boxing wasn't a thing before this guy started filling them up. And we know the risks that are coming with July 25th. Everybody knows the fight with Tyson Fury signed. Everybody knows that's the biggest fight in boxing. But there's a guy down there who, every time they step up to fight Anthony Joshua, they raise the bar. Oh, he's not the fighter he was. Oh, he's coming off an injury. Oh, mentally he's not the same guy. All this hope. But this is probably the worst time to fight Anthony Joshua right now. And we look forward to coming to Jeddah. And I think that's important to note as well. All these fights in Riyadh, great to go to Jeddah for Jeddah season. And thank you to His Excellency for making the big fight happen. But that's all irrelevant until we deal with a very accomplished fighter in Prenga. But for us, you know, we are incredibly proud to see this man back in the ring. I think it's one of the great, great comebacks. And I think you will see the very best Anthony Joshua in Jeddah on July 25th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. AJ, welcome back. Great to see you back on the big stage. I asked Eddie a similar question, Anthony, but in your own words, in your own mind, this fight with Kristian Prenga, what does this represent in the Anthony Joshua story, and what makes it an important one and why?
First, I just want to say thanks for everyone coming out today. Much appreciated. Shout out to my forever family in the building as well. You know what it is. What does it take to be strong? Trust me, you know what it is. So we're strong, we're focused. Thank you for Eddie Hearn, His Excellency, the Ring, Riyadh season, for supporting this great opportunity. It's a massive year for me. When I sat down with Eddie and the team, there was an opportunity to fight Prenga, of course. And then they also said, but we want to extend that deal and give you an opportunity to fight Tyson Fury. Now, you put any fighter in that position where I was, they're saying, let me sign that contract. Give me the opportunity to fight Prenga. Give me the opportunity to fight Fury. Give me the opportunity to fight for the championship. It ain't about looking past anyone. It's just knowing your purpose and knowing your steps forward and moving up the ladder. And I've got a clear goal. I know what this year's about. I know how tough this year's going to be. But I'm definitely the man for the job. I'm looking forward to the challenges. You know, I've been training hard. That's my life. I'm just going to go and tune in my focus tomorrow when I go back into training camp. Obviously, we step out of training camp. We do a bit of media, spend a bit of time with our families before we go away. And we take ourselves to another place physically and spiritually. And July 25th, in Jeddah, the best man will win.
What does boxing still give you, AJ, after all these years? And what do you still love about this great sport?
What does boxing give me? It gives me an opportunity to work. Everybody has... I'm a contractor. This is a contract. This is my job. So I've got an opportunity to work, and basically I've got a chance to improve. I'm really focusing on improving my talent and my skill. So this training camp ain't just about, oh, let me get fit, let me get strong. I really want to improve my boxing IQ. I want to go in there and show how good I am, basically, because I think when I do that, I put on clinical performance.
Kristian, welcome. Great to have you here. What an opportunity it is for you, and we have Sami Lusaj as well with you to translate. The question is, when the call came to face this man, Anthony Joshua, what were the emotions like for you, and what does this opportunity mean to you as well?
Hello, everybody. To be honest, when my manager is calling me, he say, you have big opportunity, you're going to fight AJ. First, I don't believe it, but I say, let's go. It's my time now. I respect him. He's a great fighter. I watch him from the first fight, always. I grew up with him. But everything you have sometimes. I think now is my time. I need to show the world. I'm training hard. I train more than ever. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling ready. And I'm trying, and I think I'm going to shock the world.
Okay, thank you, Kristian. But just going to hear from Team Prenga as well before we work our way back to AJ and Kristian Prenga as well here at the press conference. Sammy, welcome. In your man, Kristian Prenga here, how do you believe he will shock the world on July 25th? And how good is he? Tell the world how good your man is.
Yeah, sure. Well, I met Kristian a long time ago, and we've been friends for a very, very long time. And when I met him, maybe like a month after we first met, I changed his name on my phone as the champ. And there was a reason for that. He was in camp. The way the man trains, his dedication, his fierce on the ring, I saw it in his eyes and in his heart, and I knew that big opportunities are going to come, and here we are today, and there's a lot more to come.
And Keith Sullivan down there as well on the left. Keith, welcome. Looking at the quotes in the press conference and hearing Kristian speak today, the word miscalculation, the word mistake are two words that have been used. In your opinion, why have Eddie Hearn and Team AJ made a mistake choosing this fight when you look at what is potentially ahead?
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. First, I just want to thank Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and his whole team, DAZN, His Excellency, for putting this fight together. Let me start by saying I have a lot of respect for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, his company. I really do. The people he is working with him are excellent. I'm sort of shocked that they made this level of a miscalculation. I really am. What they have in Kristian Prenga is a live dog who's coming for it all. This is a win-win fight for Kristian Prenga. Unfortunately, Joshua, and we have tremendous respect for you, this is a lose-lose for you. The situation your team has placed you in is untenable. And it's shocking that Eddie and his team chose to take on a heavy-handed, heavyweight puncher like Kristian Prenga with their prized possession. But don't worry, Eddie. On July 26th, you'll have a new prized possession. His name will be Kristian Prenga because he's winning on July 25th.
Thank you, Keith. AJ, you've been in this game a long time. You've been in this game a long time. You've heard all sorts coming from the other corner. Do you not mind this energy? What do you make of the energy?
What did he say exactly about July 26th? No, I want to hear. I want to hear.
It's hard to hear.
I made a miscalculation. I just think that these guys, they just dig a grave. The grave's already been dug, but they keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm just going to do what I need to do. I got full belief. I just know exactly what I need to do. I'm not worrying. I respect him. I respect every opponent. But when I look at myself, I know what I've got to do, and I know I'm going to deliver. It's what I do. It's what I do, and it's what I'm going to do. All the talk's cheap. We will see. We will see. This is my division. Ever since I come into boxing, I've been heavyweight from amateurs. I come in late. I rise to the top. I come to the pros. I rise to the top. It's hard to stay at the top. You have to have something special, something about you, and I got that fire, and I belong here. I don't do this as a joke. I do this because it's what I do. It's what I'm good at, and I'm going to prove it this year and time again moving forward. I'm looking forward to it, man, but as I said, everything I say is not faced towards him, as you hear. It's all about me. They keep talking about me. I just say they keep digging a grave, but I'm just focusing on myself.
Kristian, a question to you then. AJ's taking you very seriously. He always respects his opponents, but why do you believe they've made a mistake? And do you not mind that there is this talk about Tyson Fury? Do you hope you're maybe being overlooked? Does he hope he's maybe being overlooked with the talk of Tyson Fury?
Sorry, I can say in English again.
Yeah.
Planet est pas sauté, on est douche ni monté. C'était just a bon plan pour azot. Les bitches étaient tout la biso de nous qui n'a pas né en tout. La manège qui n'est pas comme il prend, je me connais un peu ça. would just say thank you. I respect you.
So being underestimated is actually a positive thing for him. He says, planning before God, it's trying to be bigger than God, and no one is. You got to go with God's plans, and then you will become a winner. On July 25th, he's going to show the world that this is God's plan, this is his time. You talking about the fight with Fury and having plans ahead of time, you're trying to plan ahead of God, and this is the time you should be focused, not that. So yes, I'm glad that you're underestimating this.
For you, AJ, when you look at your career, you're a student of the game. You said in your opening statement there, you're always looking for ways to improve. What have been the main things you feel you've improved on since you linked up with Team Usyk and the guys, and what's making it work for you at this stage?
Fitness, not just fitness for running, but boxing fitness. IQ, when I say that, I mean like defense. I understand it. I know I can really read punches again. My eyes are fully locked in and just my focus. I can just see it again. I can see the punches. I can read the opponent really well. Just my mind's just like that. No, not really focused on too much other stuff. I'm going to respect everything I do when it comes to boxing and really give my respect to my opponent and his team. But I'm going to respect the sport of boxing, and that's what I've improved, is just my focus. I think when you align yourself, there's a certain level of energy that it takes to be a championship fighter, and you can't be anywhere underneath that if you want to be good. When you align your energy to that, everything becomes easy. And that's basically where I put my energy again, fully in boxing, and I'm fully focused, and that's why I feel myself improving again.
And you've always wanted to give back to the fans, as I said there, AJ. I'm sure every time you're stopped in the street by a fan, they ask you, when are you fighting Tyson Fury? How pleased are you, though, that we're nearly there? I know, look, full focus to take care of, but it's something you've been asked about for so many years. How pleased are you for yourself and for the fans that we're very nearly there to seeing it?
I'm not pleased because the pleasure really comes after victory. Signing a contract doesn't mean nothing. Putting your name on a contract doesn't mean anything. The real pleasure comes from being victorious. As I said, it was nice, obviously, when I sat down with the team and they looked at my... You have to put, like, a good manager will put a roadmap in front of a fighter and say, well, look, this is what point 1 is, point 2, point 3, point 4, and it gives us purpose and focus. I know what my year looks like, and but ultimately, my opponent here, give him the respect, fight hard, fight to win, and then you're saying Fury, brilliant. Everyone can cheer and talk about it, but the winning is the true success. Everything else does not matter. Winning is the only true success. All of this stuff here for me is fun. It's a good day to be out at the gym, but winning is my focus. That's what I want to do. I want to win, win, win. I want to win.
Last couple then, Kristian, just tell Anthony Joshua, tell the world, how do you believe you win this fight on July 25th? 20 knockouts in his 20 wins. What has he seen in his mind?
I train hard, I'm ready, and I'm sorry I'm not good at talker. I'm not the talker guy, but I'm a puncher guy, and I'm Albanian. I promise you, if I catch you, you never feel that my punch.
It's good. I like it.
I promise you, brother.
I respect it.
I respect you too. You're a great boxer, you're a great fighter, but in the ring, I don't have respect for my father.
You know, you don't have no respect for the fighter.
For the...
No, he respects you as a fighter.
Okay.
I respect you a lot. You're a great fighter ever, brother, but in the ring, I don't have respect for nobody.
You know, when I was taking my notes, when I was watching you, one of the things I said, I swear to God, I said, I want you to show me no respect. And this is perfect for me. So thank you. I want you to come in the ring and give me no respect. and try and do what you think you can do best, because across the ring is someone who will be doing the exact same.
I'm going to do my best, my brother.
Good luck.
I promise you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Final word to you, AJ. What's the mentality when the opening bell rings? How do you ultimately see yourself beating this man?
Well, as I said, my focus is improving my skills, improving my ability. We're going to do some really good sparring, and I'm going to, obviously, boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, I'm going to show my class. That's number one. Your skill, your boxing IQ is primary, and then secondary is, as he said, we're going to punch with bad intentions, and I'm going to bite down on my gum shield and plant my feet into that ring canvas and turn my hips, and I'm going to hit him hard and see if he can survive my power shots as well.
Okay, well, we cannot wait, can we, for this one, July 25th, live worldwide on DAZN. Anthony Joshua versus Kristian Prenga. The comeback, mainly the final hurdle to the big one, which we'll finally see. Hopefully, all going well for this man, Anthony Joshua, on July 25th, but Kristian Prenga has big plans of his own. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I believe we are going to bring both gents together for the front now for a face-off. Thank you very much.
This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see these two size each other up, because Kristian Prenga is a big lump as well. AJ's always big. He's always looking ripped and shredded. And I like the confidence of Prenga. I mean, as you heard there, gents, he's coming to win. This is a life-changing opportunity for him. AJ's a big boy, isn't he? Because I interviewed Kristian Prenga, and he was massive, and AJ looks like he's got a couple of inches on him, Darren.
Look, Prenga fancies this, he really does. When you've got a record that he does, he's always going to believe that he can knock out his opponent. But AJ's locked in.
Yeah.
He really fancies this, and I love the motivation. The motivation is to win. He loves winning. He still gets that buzz from getting his arm raised at the end. And look, this is seek and destroy, Tony.
It is. I mean, it's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it. And do you know what? Kristian Prenga's going to look at Anthony Joshua's career, and he's going to dissect them and look for the weaknesses. And he has shown weaknesses in the past. That's the first time I've seen Anthony Joshua in a long time be wanting to snap and bite at people.
Yeah.
And I said to Adi before, I said he's gonna be on the front foot here verbally, the way he's connected to him, and I just feel he's laid the gauntlet down to Prenga, and he's letting him know, on no uncertain terms am I going to play around with you. I'm going to take your head clean off, and as fast as I can possibly do it too.
And AJ's moves even changed a few times in this face-off. The glasses have come off, the eye contact is still there. I think this is what he wanted. He wanted someone to come, and as AJ said, I need you to show me no respect, because that's what I'm going to do to you.
Exactly. He doesn't want someone just to come in to make up the numbers. You hear him all the time about improving his game. He wants someone in there who's going to really test him as best as they possibly can. Like I say, Prenga can really, really punch. He's unorthodox in some of his work, but he's up against it, because from what I've seen here today, AJ is fired up.
Everything there is to intimidate Kristian Prenga. Even the arm just put across him there when he raised his arm up and then turned his back. Everything is there and done to intimidate.
Even the handshake.
Yes,
because AJ does this handshake where he almost slaps your hand down.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
You understand what you're in with, boy. And this is the kind of thing you do. I mean, Darren, we've been in this game for so long that, you know, all these tricks we've seen in the trade. There's nothing Josh hasn't seen in boxing. And he knows now, and he's learning different things. Basically, I think the things he's picking up on now is how to manipulate other people. Yeah. And he's manipulating and putting Prenga into a corner. Just what he said there, quite simply, was, I wanted you to say you've got no respect for me. He didn't actually say that, but that's what it sounded like to Anthony Joshua. By Joshua putting that in his own mindset, he'll leave here quite angry, thinking, he's just said he's not showing me any respect. It's kind of the Michael Jordan effect. What Michael Jordan used to do, he used to mix people's words up to use them against them. And he's just done it there with Kristian Prenga.
You know, I like the fact he does this as well. And this is why he's so loved by many in boxing. He won't just go out the door, which he could. He's going to stay, he's going to take photos, he's going to speak to people. It's so good to see AJ back in proper boxing, and I mean that. Obviously, the Jake Paul thing was good. Yep. I think AJ enjoyed it. He went over to America. He garnered a fan base that I didn't think even he expected. But this is the real deal now. This is what we want to see.
The group he's talking to, Addy, they do multiple amounts of work in the community with knives and guns and teaching kids on the streets different qualities, and he's helping them out.
Yeah, supporting.
He's supporting them. So I was speaking to them before off the cameras, and it's amazing what this group does. And I saw Anthony Joshua's supporting them massively, which goes an awfully long way when you have the profile and you're on Anthony Joshua.
I love, Eddie Hearn has joined us as well in the studio here, by the way. I love that Kristian Prenga's manager said what he said. Like, you've made a mistake, and AJ automatically looked over at him like, okay, are we playing this game now? I like that. I'm happy they've not just come here just to kind of lay down.
You have to believe. And look, I was at the hotel earlier, all the team, Albanian team, with Prenga, they're all like, do you know what I said, listen, your man's going to get iced, but please come to win. Because it will be exciting, it will be sensational, and it will be quick. If he comes to win, he's going to get flattened. And I've never seen AJ with this kind of intent before. He's super dialed in. And, you know, we call this fight the comeback. I think this is one of the incredible comebacks that I've seen over that period of time. So you're talking about 6 months, really, where, you know, he was involved in such a tragic accident. Physically, he was seriously damaged in that accident. Mentally and emotionally, you can only imagine what was going through his mind. What he has done to pull himself back physically, emotionally, and come back with this driving force of purpose, you know, for Cena and Lats and his career and everything. He's more dangerous now than I believe he's ever been before. And, you know, I can't wait to see him back in the ring. I'm super proud of him.
I can tell how excited you are for it as well. You've been with him since the very beginning, right? That journey after the Olympics 2013. He's soaking it all up there. I asked both Tony and Darren at the start of the show, I said, was there ever a moment where they didn't expect to see AJ in the ring? And both said no, they expected to see him in the ring. Was there a moment where you thought that could be that after the accident?
I think, to be honest with you, after the accident, like, you never know if you're ever going to be the same. I mean, like, and I don't think you can be. I don't think it's something you're ever going to get over. You know, he was the one that was in it. He experienced it. He saw everything. I mean, you can only imagine what he felt like losing his 2 best friends in that moment. And, you know, the strength that he's come back with his purpose to support and be there for those families, but also to come back with this driving force. Don't forget, those 2 people were probably 2 of his biggest supporters, and they were his 2 greatest friends, but they wanted him to succeed more than anything. Yeah. They actually dedicated their own lives to being part of the movement for AJ to try and achieve his dreams in the sport. And I think he's carrying that purpose, and what he's done, he's stepped up as a man on so many different levels here to say, no, boxing is my purpose. And I said to these guys earlier, like, any fighter will tell you, camp is actually the place they feel more structured than any other place in their life. And I think that's what AJ needed. But before he even could get into camp, he had to do 3 months of rehab, the menial stuff, sitting on a bike for 2 hours a day, you know, doing little movements with his body to try and get himself prepared. I didn't know physically if he would ever return to boxing. Mentally is another issue. And by the way, there's still some points to prove. We won't know till he steps back in the ring in July 25th what's going through his mind, because he's also one of those guys, he's a very strong, proud man. He likes to, and I know this is a problem with society today, but he would keep his problems and he would keep his thoughts inside. He's never going to come out and show weakness or what he would perceive to be weakness. And, you know, again, having been through what he's been through, when you lay down at night and put your head on the pillow, who knows what he's going through the mind. But I just see him in camp with a purpose and a belief and an excitement to go out. And, you know, look at how he's talking. He's not talking just about 25th. He's talking about Fury. He's talking about trying to become world champion again. He believes again. Now, whether this has been because of what he's been through or whether this has been, and I think a lot of it has been through the support and guidance of Team Usyk and Alexander himself, once he starts believing in himself, he's a big, big problem.
When you're sat there and you're mapping out the future, right, he's coming back, and you sat down, you're looking at names, how does Prenga come up?
Basically, you go through the heavyweight rankings. Prenga was a guy that we were going to have as co-main event on a Boots card in Philadelphia. He's a very, very popular fighter on the East Coast. You know, Albanian support, as you know, is huge for these guys. I look at the knockout record, it's 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Right? I've got to sell a fight. We know that we're not picking this guy because he was once a unified world heavyweight champion, because he has a string of fantastic wins. But I need a big, strong lump that can punch, and he's dangerous, and he's coming to win. And that's where we pick Prenga. We don't, by the way, we pick Prenga to win. As in, we must win. Like, I'm not picking Prenga, so it's a 50-50 fight. And by the way, if AJ gets beat, it's all over. Forget the Fury fight. Like, the career's virtually done. Do you know what I mean? So this is, and
that's
these
the
guys...
pressure he needs to walk into that ring. Someone who can bang and someone who can handle fights.
But Tone, you've got to fight someone.
Of course.
I mean, this is what I keep...
But the worst thing to do would be get a Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, but I remember when we chose, collectively, me, AJ, Rob McCracken, everybody, chose Andy Ruiz, right? We were going to... I don't want to be disrespectful to Trevor Bryan, who was the WBA regular heavyweight at the time. Don King phoned me up, and he said, I know Jarrell Miller's out, go with Trevor Bryan. And I said to him, Don, it'll be a one-round job. We've filled up Madison Square Garden. We need a real fight. And he said, are you mad? He said, you need him to come over and Polak someone in a round. I said, no, we're going with Andy Ruiz. He said, what do you want to go with Andy Ruiz for? He looks terrible in his shorts and he can really fight. And I said, yeah, because we want a real... You know, we're supposed to be the best heavyweight in the world.
This must be the first time this story has been told. I'm fascinated to hear this.
If we can't beat Kristian Prenga, we don't deserve to be in a ring with Tyson Fury.
You don't want
yes,
you
of course, everybody's dangerous. This guy, I actually didn't know he was European kickboxing champion. That's given me a massive bum twinge, I'll be honest with you. But this isn't a guy who was a kickboxing world champion who's never boxed before. He's got 20 fights, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. Like, he's an accomplished fighter. Now, just because he's never beaten an elite world level guy, guess what? He's never fought one.
Yeah. Doesn't mean
so we might be bang unlucky, and he might be really, really good. But hopefully, and I believe with what I'm seeing, AJ will go out there and Polax this guy. And guess what? Once he does that, he's going to Polax Tyson Fury as well.
Regardless of how good he is, and it doesn't matter if it's technical, you watch him on the tape, because we've all seen tape of him now. He can punch. I don't care what, if you can't do it, if you can just bang, that's it. You're dangerous. So regardless of how good he is or how great he is or where he's going after this, he can punch. And that's
I mean, I'll ask you this question. Do you give Prenga more or less chance than you gave Rico Verhoeven?
No. No, I don't.
Wait. You actually didn't answer the question.
Yeah, what's the answer? Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I don't give him more chance. No, I give him the exact same, which was no chance before the fight. And I'm the only donut who's owned up and just gone, you know what? I was wrong.
Oh, same.
I was wrong. Yeah, not everybody's trying to say now he's Alexander Usyk's washed. That's what they're all trying to make out, to make themselves and their prediction. Just hold your hands up and go, you know what? Rico Verhoeven done absolutely
amazing.
When
you say it like that, Eddie, that's quite scary, because I guess what you're trying to say is Kristian Prenga is a better boxer than Rico Verhoeven.
Listen, I'm Team AJ all day long. I think Prenga on paper is a bigger favourite than Rico was going in against.
It has to be.
I mean,
20 wins, 20 KOs.
And AJ's coming off the accident. I mean, he's come, like all this different stuff. And like you said, the one thing this guy's going to do is throw.
Of course.
Right? When AJ's throwing, he's going to throw. So you walk onto one from a puncher like Prenga, you are banging trouble. So we've got to be razor focused to get this job done.
When will we get an announcement on the undercard?
Probably actually in the next 2 or 3 days. We're going through everything tonight with His Excellency and Seller and Dr. Rakan. There will be big World Championship boxing on the undercard, involving British fighters as well. Hopefully some good, solid heavyweight action as well. And Jeddah. We're off to Jeddah.
Yeah.
It's been Riyadh for a long time. Great spot.
No, it is a great spot. When I spoke to AJ, I said, look, when Tyson Fury fought Arslan Bekmambetov, you were there, you were ringside. Will Tyson Fury be ringside for this fight? And he says, I welcome it.
Well, he will do.
I welcome the face-to-face.
The word is he has a fight a week after.
Yeah.
So I think that's very unlikely. And, you know, it's going to be squeaky bum time for 2 weeks on the spin, because we were hoping July 25th we would just have our fight and then the big announcement would come. Now we'd have to wait another week by all accounts. But, you know, the contracts are all signed. It's the first time in history that has happened. And I'm very confident.
Why is he doing that, Ed? Why is he having another warm-up?
Do you know what? I think it's a... Look, I think there's two things. I think Tyson Fury doesn't want to be sitting at home. I think he wants to be in training camp, and I think mentally it's a good place for him, which I get. But also I feel like it's good news for us and AJ, because he's questioning, for me, the fact that he feels like he needs more rounds before he fights Anthony Joshua. Fact.
He needs to be in camp.
You can't say he doesn't, because he's gone... he's just done 12 championship rounds with Makhmudov, which for me is more than enough. But he's gone, I don't think I'm quite ready. I think I'm still a little bit rusty. I need a bit more confidence. I need another fight.
Once again, what kind of opponents are they going to be messing around with such at stake? With so much big... It's madness.
Maybe Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who knows, right?
You've had your warm-up bout, though.
Look at this. I mean, look, this is But you can say whatever you want about Anthony Joshua. Look at this guy. This is a guy that has carried the sport for well over a decade. We wouldn't be in our jobs today if it weren't for Anthony Joshua. That's the reality. And he's made stadium fights the norm. He's ignited the heavyweight division, and he's ready to do it all over again.
Are you able to, and look, this will be the final chapter, regardless of how long it lasts. We hope it's going to be 2 or 3 years. Are you able to enjoy it, what will be the final chapter? Can you sit back and just enjoy these moments, the stadium fights, everything?
All I ever want is for him to be happy, right? And for him, people's happiness come in so many different ways. His happiness comes through purpose. And boxing is his purpose. It's his life, it's what he loves to do. He loves to compete. He loves to be the best version of himself. And I just think, and I know I'm his #1 signatory on the fan club, but I just think he's
they say I am.
Yeah, well, listen. but Andy, look, I'm telling you, he inspires me in what I do. Like, his work ethic is unmatched. He's got everything. He's got all the money in the world. He's got the championships. He wants it more now than he's ever wanted it. He wants it more now than before the Olympics.
He's got a different purpose.
He wants it more now than before he fought Dillian.
I love his motivation where he's saying he just loves winning. He wants to win. When does he win a world title again?
Listen, he's got to come through Prenga and Fury before he even gets that shot. But listen, the proof will be in those fights. But I ask you this, if he knocks out Prenga and he knocks out Tyson Fury, do you rule him out to win a World Heavyweight Championship? I mean, you know, because of his size and his commercial power, he's going to walk into any championship.
If he knocks out Tyson Fury, he just ignites the whole... If he knocks out Tyson Fury, he ignites the whole heavyweight division.
Yeah.
And it goes to a level you've not seen before. That includes everything. I'm talking Olympic golds, unify. If he knocks out Tyson Fury, he goes to another level than what we've seen, and we've known how big he is. He's the face of everything. I mean, how many brands do you want to name? But he's the face of them all.
The perfect time to remind you of DAZN Ultimate. Make sure you sign up so you don't miss any of the big fights, including AJ's big comeback.
The first rule of DAZN Ultimate. The first rule. You do not pay-per-view.
You do not.
You do not pay-per-view.
Do not pay-per-view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule, DAZN Ultimate is. Second rule,
you don't pay-per-view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year.
At no extra cost.
You do not pay per view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Yeah, so many big fights, so it is the perfect time to sign up to DAZN Ultimate. Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. I love this one. Tommy Fury taking on the world's, or former world's strongest man. That one Saturday, June 13th. And what about this fight? In the 154-pound division, the unified champion, Xander Zayas takes on the former champion from the division below, Boots Ennis. Eddie's man, that one Saturday, June 27th. And what we're here for right now in West London, the comeback, Anthony Joshua taking on Kristian Prenga. The prize, Tyson Fury in the autumn. I love it. It is good to see AJ back. When you see that as well, when you see the world's media and him doing the scrum, him just talking, it's going to be a sad time when him, not just him, when Tyson Fury, Chisora. There's so many of them that are going to almost call it quits in the next couple of years, so enjoy them whilst you can.
Absolutely. I've seen it myself, and so would Tony, so would you. You know, it's like a roller coaster. There's ups, there's downs, and you need to cherish these moments. You know, fight week and fight night for AJ, there's nothing like it, is there? The energy that he brings, the crowd that he brings, and the excitement that he brings is unrivaled, I feel.
I do worry when we do go. Listen, and I know our fans are whinging and saying, I've had enough of it all now, the big soap opera between him and between AJ and Fury, but guys, when these leave, it's an era of boxing that goes on. I'm not going to lie, I don't see any ready-made replacements. Yes, Moses Atama is fantastic, he's amazing at what he does, but it doesn't give me the same buzz. Do you get what I'm saying? It's 100%. You know, the weird.
It could come, but you're right. Those are two just behemoths.
It will come. It will. Look, boxing's always stood the test of time. There's been characters like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, but these new stars keep coming and coming. But you need to appreciate it. But boxing will always win. There will always be someone else. I'm not downplaying what this man's done. I'm just saying the sport is that great. We will find the next stars.
bringing it back to AJ, bringing it back to July 25th. What needs to happen? I know you both have said you don't mind if he gets rounds, but you know what the narrative will be. If he does go rounds, people will say
destruction.
It's got to be early. It's got to be painful.
It's got to be ruthless and it's got to be quick. Yeah, got to be ruthless. Got to be quick. Don't. Listen, he's someone who's never really played with his food. When he knows a guy's there for the taking, he's possibly the best finisher in the heavyweight division. When he gets a guy hit, he don't last. Every time he hits someone, when he drops them, he gets rid of them. I've only seen it once, maybe, against Andy Ruiz the first time. He hits his man, he drops him, he doesn't get rid of him, but he was trying to get rid of him when he gets hit himself. He's just a really good finisher, and I think we'll see the very best of him in this fight.
If Prenga says he's going to do what he's going to do, and AJ's going to do what he does, you can't be having a war with Prenga. That can only lead to a war. So he needs to destroy him. He needs to get him out there, and then move on to the big one.
Move on to the big one, indeed. The big man is back. Great to have Tony Bellew alongside myself and Darren Barker. July 25th, put it in your diaries. AJ is back. If he wins, it's Tyson Fury in the autumn. Can you imagine what the press conference is going to be like for those two? Eddie versus Frank, AJ versus Fury. Just a quick reminder as well, boxing this Saturday, live from Sheffield, Josh Padley versus Aqib Fiaz. We'll see you then.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now!
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Press conference live on DAZN.
Don't miss the biggest nights in MMA.
We are now set for the main event.
Champions of the world.
There's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out. Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that. The drama keeps continuing, Jenny.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on. But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Oh, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going.
Let's make history. Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
don't miss the biggest night in MMA.
We are now set for the main event.
With the shot, it's got one of the greats. Champions of the world.
It's all to play for.